And you're charged with making a false report to a police officer. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Okay, pause for a second. This is where things start heating up. A false police report might sound minor, but it's actually a serious offense. It's basically when someone lies to law enforcement, and it can destroy credibility in court. And notice how calm the judge sounds? That's experience. He's done this 1,000 times.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On January 19th, 2025, at approximately 1:56 p.m., the officer was dispatched to a child custody dispute at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the defendant's husband, who requested a report be completed because the defendant did not meet him at a scheduled time and location. The officer made contact with the defendant at 4:45 p.m. via the phone, and the defendant was advised about the husband's request for a report. The defendant became upset and stated she was going to call the defendant's probation officer and say what she needed to say to get his probation revoked and serve 2 to 10 years in prison. The defendant stated she had video footage of the husband assaulting her last month on the phone, and she was going to call and have a deputy come to the residence to pursue charges because he completed the report. At approximately 5:37 p.m., the defendant made a family assault call, and the call slip stated, "See reportee," in reference to husband cussing and pushed reportee. The officer, who had previously contacted the defendant, arrived at the family assault call at approximately 6:02 p.m. and made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated the husband pushed her on 2 separate occasions in January 2025, and the defendant then stated the husband did not punch or push her. He merely brushed against her and admitted it was not intentional. The officer asked to see the video the defendant stated she had. The defendant denied making that statement, and the defendant then admitted to making the statement and stated she did not have a video, but the daughter was present. The defendant stated she did not feel pain, did not have visible injuries, and wanted to pursue charges. The defendant then attempted to
That right there, no contact with the complaining witness is standard in domestic cases, but it's also a make or break rule. If she even texts the guy, her bond could be revoked instantly. What's interesting is how judges balance fairness with safety. They're protecting victims while giving defendants a shot at due process.
change statements again, stating she never made a call for service. The officer read the call slip, and the defendant stated dispatch did not hear her correctly, and that was not what she meant to say. The defendant further denied making a statement regarding the husband's probation. The officer replayed a body-worn camera video of the defendant's statement while on the phone, and the defendant admitted she was not telling the truth.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? That is the gentleman in this case. If I find that you have contact with this person, I'm going to revoke your bond. Look, I can provide you a lawyer today. You can explain your side to the lawyer, but I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to try to use it against you to prove guilt. Just don't. I will give you a lawyer. Just explain your side to the lawyer, and then they can go talk to the DAs on your behalf. But I don't want you to say something where you put your proverbial foot in your mouth, you know? Don't. Just. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you sign a receipt of Victoria. I will have you then take a seat in the jury box. I'm going to find you a lawyer, and then you can explain your side to the lawyer. Okay? Let me see one thing real quick. I need you to fill an application for me, though. Do you mind? She's going to give you an application. I need you to fill it out, and then I'll have you talk to someone here momentarily. No. Ms. Prejean, you are charged with aggregate theft. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. The officer met with the complainant, the Walmart asset protection employee, and the complainant stated that he reviewed store surveillance. And on September 12th, 2023, the complainant observed the defendant open the register multiple times, take cash, and place the cash into pocket, a total of $790.41. On September 13th, 2023, the officer observed the defendant conduct a fraudulent return for a total of $60.02. And on September 18th, 2023, the complainant observed another fraudulent return by the defendant for a total of $101.77. On September 20th, 2023, the complainant observed the defendant process a fraudulent return, take money from the register, and conduct a fraudulent return to obtain a gift card following the transaction for a total of $120.64. The complainant stated the defendant did not have permission to take money and desired prosecution. The officer made contact with the defendant, who admitted to stealing from the business 4 times, with each time being $200.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart for any reason. Do you understand? If I find that you go to Walmart, then I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. Did you need a lawyer, ma'am? Okay, I'll appoint you one today. I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we find your lawyer, ma'am. Ma'am, you were charged with assault. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 20th, 2025, the officer arrived at the complainant's apartment due to a disturbance call, and the complainant asked the defendant to leave her apartment after a verbal argument. The child was present, and the defendant then pushed the complainant, leading to further argument. The defendant, instead of pointing at the complainant, landed at least one with her right hand, which were also holding a pair of keys. The keys scratched the complainant's face, leaving red marks. The complainant then held the defendant on the floor to stop her from punching her until she calmed down, at which time the defendant proceeded to spit in the complainant's face. The complainant then let the defendant up and told her to leave. The complainant stated her pain level was about a 3 out of 10, and the officer observed the complainant to have 2 red scratches on her cheek.
This is the complaining witness to Mr. Price, please.
Your Honor, the complaining witness is mother of the grandchild, mother of her grandson.
Ms. Price, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, and I'm ordering you not to have contact with this person. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons as well. Did you need a lawyer today? Ma'am? Okay, I'll appoint you a lawyer. For now, I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and then I'll have you speak to a lawyer here. Okay, please. Okay, ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On January 20th, 2025, the officer, a certified DRE, was dispatched to the scene of a wreck at a parking lot in Harris County, Texas. The defendant had been refused entry to a bar at the location due to appearing visibly drunk by the staff. A witness stated the defendant was not walking straight and had a hard time standing. The officer observed the defendant trying to back up from the scene of the wreck when he made a stop. The defendant had watery eyes, a strong odor of alcoholic beverage, and furthermore, the defendant was not making any sense when describing what had transpired to the officers. The defendant was transported to Pasadena jail, where Miranda was read and SFSTs were performed. HGN 6 out of 6. Walk and turn. The defendant took 15 steps instead of 9 and missed every heel to toe. In the one-leg stand, the defendant used arms and swayed. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.212 and 0.217.
And Ms. Tobar Martinez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you see if she has a valid license, please?
I'll run it right now.
I am now placing a restriction on your license, ma'am. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If I find that you drive a vehicle that doesn't have one, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. I am also ordering you not to.
This is where the judge drops the hammer. The ignition interlock, basically a breathalyzer for your car, is a tough but fair way to keep repeat doers in check. But what's wild is how personal the judge gets here. You can feel he's not just scolding, he's trying to push the defendant toward accountability. What do you think? Is this tough love approach effective or too harsh?
Consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using anything illegal, likewise, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds for you, ma'am.
We have no license on file.
You do not have a license, then no driving. Do you understand? You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising you're not going to drive, and I don't care what is going on in your life. Do not drive. Since I'm ordering you not to drive, you will get a handheld interlock device that you're going to take with you everywhere you go to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol, man. I'm sending notice to DPS in Austin that every single officer in the state will know that if you get pulled over, you're supposed to have an interlock in your car. So if you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have one, they're going to put you in jail. Do you understand? Would you like a lawyer today, ma'am? Okay, so for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You will get with Fleischer for bond conditions, and then I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we try to find you a lawyer, ma'am. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Daniels. Do you have a lawyer today?
Sorry.
You want to apply for a criminal appointed lawyer?
I just started working. I'm gonna give I know I was this is the second quarter. I might
All
have
right,
one more
but
quarter.
seat in the drawer.
Have a lawyer next quarter.
I'm willing to give you a free one. Okay, it's up to you. If you have any problems, come back.
I just started working, so I'm saying,
Good job, man. Great. What are you doing?
delivery, so.
Jackson?
Third parties,
Get a trade, dude. Get a trade. Go like welding or something like this.
I got my forklift, it's hard finding a job, it's hard, like, so I knew somebody that got me in with the delivery, so.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, the better you do, the higher you're gonna go. Anything in life, man. Put your heart into it. Your sky's the limit. Right. Okay. THA. All right, we got you, man.
Thank you.
Good luck. So, man.